Aloha! Kakayaka means good morning to you. It's a beautiful Wednesday morning and we're there, halfway mark. Today is September 15th. Woo, excuse me, let me get some coffee. But, coffee is good, but I try to contain myself and not drinking too much because I'm already, filled with a lot of energy and spirit and things like that. My goodness. So coming up is the full moon in 5 days, which this month it falls on, the new moon fell on the 6th on a Monday, and we have on the 20th the full moon on a Monday. So really I look back and I'm still old school. I like these old calendars that you can get at Longstrokes for 88 cents. And, I look at it and you have to kind of analyze your schedule, because if you look at the schedule from my past, and I'm looking through all of my notes here, and I was looking at it and I started at the end of, looked like July, where I was writing down a lot of things I should have wrote, the date, which I usually do, but August the 8th. And that's when the creative side of juice of you to start the new beginning, which is September, right? September, we give birth to 9 months. During that 9 months, we don't know exactly which day it's going to come out, but we got to make sure the I's and the T's are all there crossed, like how you're going to be prepared for a baby to come home into a new life. And so September has a lot of meaning where we need to really, really, underneath all this chaos, there is a system that we need to start building for ourselves. And so I'm looking at what my, Lionsgate goal was, and I wrote down 5 things. And, one part of it is laying out the blueprint, because if we don't lay the foundation, we're going to have a slippery rock. We can have, for me is I started off because I was in an import-export business, working at a Japanese company, and, I learned a lot. And so it was one of my, I guess, the boss, Shacho, said, if this was your company, what are you going to do? And I said, going through a divorce, and the 2 people that gave me the most unconditional love was my dogs. I said, dogs. So I went there, and I went on my journey, and that took me because, fortunately or unfortunately, the company that I was working for decided to leave to Los Angeles. I was going through a divorce. I don't have time. I need to save my house. I need to save my thing. And at the same time, because I was so quick on that decision to shut one door, which was working for that import-export business, and you learn. You work at a certain place because you don't know why. There be an opportunity where you decide to stay there for a long time and get promoted through that way, or you may just find as part of your unknown blueprints that it was necessary to go into understanding the import-export business. And so I did that, finished my divorce, and created Cocojor. And so, these kind of things that we, need to prepare ourselves is these unknown journey. And sometimes when it's so hard, when we're in this limbo, that it doesn't matter what people are thinking at this point. Some people said, oh, well, I have many facets of my life that people remember me. I have people that remember me 0 about Cocojor. when I was living in LA. And there's some people that knows zero what I was doing in LA as well too, out here in Hawaii. Because in order for me to grow as an entrepreneur, I had to take some time off. And a lot of us take hiatus, whether it's in, we're in a relationship and some people are needy and they need to be in a next relationship before fixing thyself. And so for me is, after I went through my relationship, of course, you go through many different relationships and it doesn't work because it wasn't that time or that place. I always believe in that, saying that, there was a reason for a season, for a lifetime to meet people. And how and why was it that purpose? Or there could be a kaihimo, a red string, where it was just faith and you just go with that faith and just believe in that process. And so really this is a time we're in the middle today, and we have this great opportunity because there's so much chaos on the outer world. We don't know. People are testing their missiles. We had China, we had, of course, Korea, and we just saw, Russia. And so everybody is playing this. We're testing our missile time. We're seeing how much it all works. And, the thing is, at the end of the day, you want to spend your time in thinking all these things, or you want to spend your time in thinking what your next step is and how to be building yourself towards this outer structure. I mean, believe me, I've gone through and, getting my website done, and then next thing you know, the system tools that you use needs to be upgraded, and there's just so many things out there with technology that if you're going to do it, you might as well do it now, and if we keep on prolonging things will prolong. And I said, you know what, I need to make sure all of my I's and the T's are all crossed, and I kept on saying to that person, because there's this thing called your trade secrets. And so, even with that, I am so glad with the company that I went with. They gave nobody my original Cocojor shampoo, And so they finally found it. They're finally remaking it, and we're finally getting the process going. Look how long it took for me. I started way back, Lily. I was looking back October of 2019 when I said, this machine is great because it needed a purpose, what was going on with heaven. And, the water pressure, the electricity, and all these things comes into combination. So I was thinking and learning while, working with heaven until she passed away. And I said, wow, being able to do this where she doesn't want to go and just want to stay home. And so I was able to do that with this minicle bubble. It was those quiet connection of life that I felt. And so I was so adamant, and I called, Shacho up, who I'm collaborating, and I told him, and he said, oh my God, you're back. And I said, yes, and this is some of my ideas, and, I have to head out to Japan for some other things. And we met. 1 hour turned to 7 hours, and 7 hours turns to the Next week, ideas trading back and forth. And I said, the next thing you need to do is a DIY so people can feel this. And so, even creating a budget, even trying to do all of that, all of these things that I'm so excited to bring so everybody can feel this moment, whether they're a puppy, whether they're at that age where they're so rascal, but this gives you this moment of communication with your dog. And so this Minicle Bubble is so special. I named it Heaven. My company, Cocojor, is named after my two dogs, Coco and Jordan. And this is what I, feel. And it felt so good to really restart this engine again. And so, like anything else, our body is our temple. And we want to always improve ourselves to go forward, to be more innovative, to be more creative, and be in the now. And so I'm so excited to present to everyone this Heaven Minicle Bubble System. And it's just the beginning of Cocojor Spa Collection. So we finally got the last piece of the puzzle where I can share with everyone the system. Whether you are an individual, whether you are starting and want to start a new business, or whether you already have a business as a groomer, as a veterinarian, as a breeder, as a dog kennel, or anything. This system, you can take it anywhere around the world, because really it's what I believe in. It's really the energy, the vibration, the frequency, and it's just used with the force of water. It was so simple. It was like heaven. And I met with the engineer team. It was such a great moment that I can't wait to share with everyone. And listen, this is for everyone to do. It's that simple. Because I did all of it. I went through all of it. Believe me, I went for the last 20 years creating this foundation, and I can't wait to share it with you. So this is what September is all about. It's just getting prepared and ready for it to start to spread its wings. So I thank you for all of your love and support. And this is just one example to get yourself prepared for the full moon coming up September 20th. I'm going to go more in details about that, but I just was feeling this because, just looking at my messages this morning from all over the world, I said, they sent the sample over and they said roger that. And so my distributions place is putting it all together. My team is doing so wonderful, and I just can't wait to launch it off pretty soon. So I'm happy tears, and all of this is part of yogatation, literally. So I want to share with all of that as well too, because Cocojor channel is coming soon on our website. But other than that, don't forget, the best way to follow us is on YouTube. Subscribe, like us button, because hey, you're going to be part of the wolf stock and see how much transformation through the power of water, the power of good intention, power of high level energy. And when I say high level energy, I just posted on my Lily Facebook, and I'll put it on my Facebook, which is the negative energy and positive energy of tree. So I'm going to put that up, and you take care. Oh, I'm crying already. It's a Wednesday, and it feels good because you need to let it go so it can bring in a good breath of life. You take care. I look like I have a long tira bun hanging with this right there. So lots of work, and make sure that you give yourself that time out to, you're going to see more and more of your calendar once you start to delegate. Because if you are too much holding on to things and not delegate things, of course, in the beginning, you need to find the right team, the right connection, and the right energy to do this. Because if it's not there, the flow is not going to go really good. So, anyways, you don't want that holding you back in that flow of energy. And I got to go because I can talk forever, and you have a wonderful time preparing yourself for the full moon. So you grab in all that good energy and start to let go or delegate it out of your system, so you have more time to focus on the higher frequency, the higher energy, and let everyone do their part. Aloha, and don't forget to stay safe and be true to yourself.